watching KWQC TV, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities, with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel, this is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, unleash your artistic side. Puff Pots Pottery will join us with a paint your own pottery event coming up. And we'll explore the science of sugar when it comes to wines to help you find the right level of sweetness for your taste. Olathe Creek Vineyard has a hands-on class for beginners and enthusiasts coming up. And we're highlighting an initiative in the Galesburg School District teaching social and emotional skills. We'll learn more about the Choose to Thrive in District 205 today on Quad Cities Live. Welcome to the show here. It's Friday, February 28th, 2025, and it is a first alert day for those gusty winds. We'll get a check of the first alert forecast coming up a little bit later in the show. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm Kyle Keel. My co-host Morgan Otier has the afternoon off. We begin today with the 31st Quad City Regional Auto Show, which has rolled into the Bend Expo in East Moline. KWQC's Kate Kopatich joins us live from the Bend in the center of the action. And Kate, there's plenty to do for the entire family at the auto show this weekend.
Yeah, hi Kyle. There is a lot to do here. There's already a lot of people out here and it's only the first day, which this show will go all weekend. But here to talk to me about all of that is Susan, the event organizer for the Regional Expo show. So Susan, just tell me a little bit about how today has been going so far. It's the first day. What have you seen so far?
Well, it's wonderful when people are waiting at the door to come in at 10 o'clock, so we feel like we've off to a really good start. I've walked around and there's a lot of serious buyers here today. They're asking a lot of questions. You see them get in the front seat, get in the back seat. They want to pull up the tailgate, and they're asking a lot of questions, which is really good sign.
Awesome. And so not only for people who are coming here looking for cars, but, you know, people who have kids, what do we have here for them?
Well, we have the Jumpy House here all weekend, and there's an area where they can run Matchbox for racing and little dragsters for racing. And then starting tomorrow, we'll have face painting, we'll have balloon artists, and we'll have the therapy dogs here all weekend, which kids love the therapy dogs. And even in the Subaru area, there's Adopt-A-Pet, so that's a fun thing for kids as well.
Awesome. And so who are some of the, what are some of the brands that we have here today, some of the vendors who
All right, well, we hope to check back in with Kate a little bit later in the show. But in the meantime, there is a spot in Rock Island that is a hub for creativity involving ceramics. It's a place for hands-on workshops, private events, and community collaborations. And we are talking about Puff Pots Pottery. Joining me now is ceramist and Puff Pots Pottery owner, Trevante Williams. Trevante, thanks for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, welcome to the show. This has been a passion of yours for quite a long time, and you got started in 2020, the pandemic, of course. So
yes.
How long have you been interested in pottery?
Well, prior to even the pandemic and that whole situation.
That whole situation.
Yeah, we'll just keep it at that. As early as high school, actually, I was exposed to a pottery class and revisited it in college. Yeah. So there was a few sessions that I had with it, but not a full-on experience to where I could just like do my own things and really expose other people to the craft like I am now.
Sure, okay, and you offer a diverse array of different forms of pottery. You brought a lot of these examples here. I mean, we've got ashtrays, I know you make jewelry, you've got animals, you know, desserts made out of ceramics. So talk about the art of
the great thing about ceramics and pottery is there is no limit to what you can create. As most people know with art, you know, there's a certain experience with being creative. With my interpretation of it, it's mostly about functional pieces. So I like to include items that you can actually utilize. Cups, mugs, planters, things of that sort. But there's also the more artistic element where you have figurines like your elephant and your giraffe, where people love animal pieces, and then items that you can customize, like put emblems on. So
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. So now, shout out to Rock Island.
Yeah, I got to give the shout out to Rock Island here.
Yeah.
And I mean, this bird looks so realistic as well. So.
Right, and that's kind of about the glaze techniques that you use for different pieces. So some of the glazes are matte, some of them are shiny. That's part of the whole experience, is really just discovering what the outcome is. There's a little bit of anticipation when you're in the studio and you're making the piece and you don't know how exactly it's going to come out, but it's so rewarding and relaxing and therapeutic, to say the least.
I was going to say, a lot of people use art as therapy, and this seems like a very relaxing way to utilize that therapy. So you host a lot of hands-on workshops. You're not a brick and mortar store, but you go to different places in our community.
Yeah, I'm not there just yet. You know,
it's a goal. It's a dream.
It's a goal. We're getting there. We're building it. But I think the great thing about that is that we have been fortunate enough to work with local vendors and local businesses in the community to offer a creative experience for individuals, both youth and adults alike. As you may know, in our adult life, we don't get the opportunity to just sit down and create and just have fun. Yeah, so that's what it's all about, is really just giving something outside of our day-to-day operation to where you can use your own left brain and come up with a concept you have in mind.
Sure, yeah, and you also host paint your own pottery experiences as well. So this is where people can just kind of paint their own pottery. You've got a couple of examples with you.
Yeah, that's where they paint their own pottery. They turn up, they have a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about, you know, just being out. And the best thing about it is not only is there a variety of selections for everyone to choose from, so whatever you're looking for to have in your home is something that we can offer for you. So this is actually a bisqueware piece. That's one of our pottery terms. Keep that in mind. Yes, bisqueware. So this is what you'll see at our classes, where it's essentially your blank canvas and you're deciding what you want to do with it. I think a little differentiation between some of the other paint and sip events that you'll see is that it's a little less structured in terms of what goes on these pieces. Whatever you have in mind is what's going to ultimately be your masterpiece. I obviously offer creative direction and instructions on different glazing techniques. But it's really up to you to inspire yourself or find inspiration in something that exists.
So these paint and sip events, are these kind of like, you know, you just kind of guide people through it?
Yeah, essentially I show them, we have a lot of different techniques in the pottery
I can tell
world.
by the array of pottery that you run.
There's different things from like bubble glazing, which is really fun. If you don't have a concept, you can always just speckle or splash it, and that ends up being dope too. So it's really just about artistic expression. And when you're out, you can sit down and focus on something that doesn't have like any loss to it. You're just making and creating, and that in and of itself is a reward for most people.
You just kind of let the art flow. So we want to talk about some of the upcoming events that you have. The first one, March 5th, right?
Yes, March 5th. So one of my goals for the new year was to expand.
Yes.
And thank God I've been able to. So Puff Pots is actually going to be at Hidden Hills Vineyard in Galesburg. For that area. And then for all of our Quad Cityans, we'll be back here at Front Street on March 12th, and in Rock Island in particular on Friday, March 21st at Rooster's Bar and Grill. So super excited for all those venues to collaborate with. Honestly, I'm open to working with venues where it comes to restaurants and bars and breweries, but I also do corporate events. Just in fact, this Monday, I did a corporate event with some of the associates from the Rock Island Minor School District. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
I bet you that was something, you know, coming from Rock Island and being able to do that for them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm from Rock Island myself, and, you know, I'm always about the town. So I was super excited to see, you know, even teachers that I had back in the day come and experience me on this level of my creativity. It was really rewarding.
All right, so you're about 5 years into this. So what is your hope and future for your business?
Really, honestly, to expand with our venue collaborations. Ultimately, the goal would to be have my own storefront or some capacity of a studio space where not only I could do the pottery painting, but a lot of people would love to do claywork classes where you can come in and actually get your hands dirty and experience that part of it too. So outside of that, as you mentioned, from the various collections here, there are some pieces that are suited towards our cannabis community, which I think, if we're being honest, there's a demand for it. We have consumers in the area, obviously, so I think what's lacking is a creative space and a space where people can recreationally exist and, you know, find inspiration amongst one another in their own community. So I'm currently advocating to work with the local dispensaries just to get custom pieces in. You can obviously custom order them on our website now, but in the future, maybe a possible consumption lounge or something of the
Sure.
sort would be something that Puff Pots can inspire.
Shooting for the stars.
Yes.
That's awesome. All right, well, there's a look at those upcoming events for Puff Pots. And if you want to learn more about Puff Pots, you can visit their website, puffpots.square.site. Thank you so much for sharing your art with us today.
Yes, thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks so much. Well, next on QCL, crafting the perfect wine, Olathe Creek Vineyard will join us with the science of sugars. Details on their hands-on workshop coming up.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
What started with a winemaking starter kit for Christmas is now an award-winning winery in LeClaire, and now we have a chance to take part in a winemaker series class at Olathe Creek Vineyard and Winery. Bryce Flaherty is the co-owner and joins us now in the QCL kitchen. Now, Bryce, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So in addition to being co-owner, you're also a winemaker and the vineyard manager. You're a busy man.
Always, right?
Yes.
And 3 kids under 4.
Oh, I feel that. I'm the same way. I've got 3 kids under 4 as well, so I feel you there. We're always busy. So talk about how this turned, your wife's hobby turned into this family business.
Yeah, so my wife just had a love of wine. We'd always go to different wineries and vineyards on weekends. She kind of fell in love with the atmosphere, how friendly the bartenders are, winemakers, just always open up and take you kind of into the back, show you, let you drink from the tanks. So after that, she kind of got hooked, got a winemaking kit, and from there, it's a hobby that spiraled out of control, honestly.
And here you are, what is it, 4 or 5 years later?
About 10 from when that kit started.
Okay, so yeah, so then this turned into the business.
Yep. We started making more and more kits, then buying $60 for the strawberries from Hy-Vee and making wine that way. And enough people said, hey, you should try this. We decided we would. We went to vineyard school and wine school and found our property that we fell in love with and thought, let's swing and swing big.
Yeah, there you go. So you've got Iowa-specific wines. We're not taking grapes from California. This is all grown in Iowa and made in Iowa.
Absolutely. We're trying to showcase what we can do here. So I'll admit it, some of the California wineries can make California wine better than I can.
Sure.
But we grow some of the greatest crops in the world, and our grapes have come a long way. There's a lot of research out of the University of Minnesota on Midwest grapes, and right now our wines are competing worldwide and gold medaling on the same stage as a cab.
I was going to say you're award-winning not only nationally but internationally as well. So that's incredible for you guys. So we were seeing some of the pictures there. There's your beautiful family. I guess 2 of the 3 kids right there. But you've got a beautiful acreage out there, beautiful land. So you host a lot of different parties, weddings, right?
Yep. So we have a lot of events that we do. We are an event space as well. So we do inside, outside weddings. We do a lot of events like baby showers, bridal showers. We host classes like painting and pottery like we just saw over there.
Yeah, those are becoming popular.
We also have a few fun events coming up, like we have a wine run for charity coming here in
5K.
July, which raises money for Mississippi Bend Trikes for kids who have some disabilities but still want to get out and ride.
Oh, what a great cause.
And then like yoga in the vineyard and just having a good atmosphere where we can do fun things. Live music, food trucks. If you want to do it, honestly, give us a call. We'll make
You'll make it happen. All right, sounds good. So let's go ahead and try some of the wines. So we got 3 different wines. I mean, you have a variety of different wines. So what are we tasting today?
So we'll start off right now with a kind of a sweet red, which is a Frontenac.
Okay. I guess I'll pour that there.
So this one came out of, I believe, Winterset, Iowa.
Okay.
Then processed here on our site.
I love a good red wine. Very good, very sweet.
Yep.
That's great.
A lot of Iowa wine drinkers do like sweet wine. We do have the full gamut from bone dry to semi-sweet, sweet to dessert wine. Our next one is a raspberry, which a lot of the Moscato drinkers tend to like.
And I do like Moscato, so this will. I did pick these flavors out to try, so I will like them all. I know it.
So it's very light, very easy to
sweet.
drink, nice in the summer out on the patio while listening to music.
And this next one probably not for everyone, but I'm very intrigued. It's a jalapeno.
Yep. So we have a hot damn jalapeno. River pun on that one. So a lot of people really like using it for making Bloody Marys at home, doing half wine, half whatever they want to mix with it, like Zing Zing or something like that.
Okay. And then Bryce has advised that I should probably mix it with this raspberry.
A lot of people also really like it mixed with raspberry, so we can try it straight first, and then can mix with raspberry, and it kind of makes it a sweet heat.
Okay. Well, I do like a little heat. I am a big fan of jalapenos, so we'll see. You were talking about the smell. You definitely smell. You smell
Yeah.
that jalapeno right away. It can clear your sinuses. And yeah, I feel that burn going down. Ooh.
Its bark is
So, yeah,
worse than
we're
its
gonna-
bite. It smells spicier than it is.
Yeah.
It goes down about 3 inches and kind of stops. I'm not trying to ruin
Yeah.
anyone's night.
No, it is very tasty. So while I taste this mixed with the raspberry wine, talk about this class that you have coming up. We're talking about the science of sugars in wine. There's
Yep.
a happy balance.
There is. So the best way to have it described is like lemonade. Iowa wines are generally a little more tart because of how we grow them. But it's like a lemonade that if you just have lemon juice itself, you take a drink, it tastes awful.
Okay.
You add too much sugar, it's a syrup, it's awful.
Yes.
Everyone has their own
Stomach
blend
ache.
of just enough sugar, just enough acid to make it smell great, taste great, and kind of bring back all those childhood memories. So what we do is right now all the wines are fermented and down, so we're going to go through a back sweetening process.
Okay.
So I'll kind of take people through from harvest to bottling to this point, and then we'll try 3 different grape varieties for 3 or 4 different percentages of wine to see what's kind of best. So people almost have their hat in the ring with it and make the winery theirs as much as ours. But a different sugar percentage brings out the different aromatics, a different fruit forward, and just can make the wine optimal. So it's really fun. We've done it a few times just out front, and people always kind of gravitate over. So
Yeah.
we figured let's bring everyone into it, and then we can start other winemaker series of, oak trials or how
Sure.
we harvest, how we bottle, and going through it.
All right, so this is all a science. It's all for science. So you want to come out to this event. So it's happening March 9th from 1 to 3 p.m. So you're also going to have some food there, charcuterie.
Yep, everyone will have their own personal charcuterie and kind of work through it and can bring people in the back, show you guys the process. I think it's going to be a pretty fun time, honestly.
Yeah, and there was the information on the screen. Tickets are $25, pretty affordable for a couple of hours of fun and learning. They're located at 23456, easy to remember. That's Great River Road there in LeClaire, Iowa. And if you want more information, you can head to OlatheaCreekWinery.com. And do we get those tickets ahead of time on the website?
Yes, we do ask that everyone pre-register, or you can also call the winery or go on our Facebook and get them.
All right, awesome. Bryce, thanks for spending time with us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're welcome. All right, well, up next, Choose to Thrive in District 205. It's a wellness initiative in Galesburg that's helping teachers and students. We'll learn more about it next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
More than 400 school staff members will gather for Choose to Thrive in 205. It's a wellness event hosted by the Galesburg School District 205. Here to share more about the event is Mindy Ritchie and Jen Ham with the Galesburg School District. Ladies, thank you both for making the trip up to Quad Cities Live today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, so you both have very important jobs within the district. So Mindy, what do you do for the district?
I'm Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources and Student Supports.
Okay, and Jen?
And I'm the Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Operations.
And in another life, Jen wants to be a meteorologist.
I do.
Hey,
That is
there you go.
accurate.
We'll have to see how that plays out. So let's talk about this event, Choose to Thrive in District 205. It's been a very popular, very successful event that's gone on now for what, 4 years?
For
This is
4
the 4
years, absolutely.
Okay, so tell us more about the event.
So Mindy, do you want to start with how we kind of got to this point?
Absolutely. So in 2022, we were post-pandemic, and we recognized that we had many staff and students that were struggling in areas related to social and emotional learning.
Yeah.
So struggling with teacher burnout, for example, a lot of anxiety in our students, and we wanted to offer the professional development that our educators were seeking. And so when we asked them what they would like to have additional professional development on, a lot of them shared that they would like tools to work with students that are struggling, and also to learn additional ways to manage their own stress and take care of themselves. And so that was really the inception of our very first year of
Yeah.
Choose to Thrive in 205. And it was actually Jen's idea to offer it on a Saturday and
sure,
provide
okay.
professional development for the attendees, and then additionally pay our attendees for coming. We wanted them to leave the event feeling appreciated, have
Yeah.
a good time, have the opportunity to again collaborate with one another, because during the pandemic, there were a lot of days we weren't in school and educators weren't able to be together. So we wanted to create that feeling of appreciation for them. And it's ultimately, a very important goal is for the recruiting and retention of our staff. We're in a teacher shortage
Definitely.
very much in our area and around the nation. And this is an important thing that we do so that our educators know how very important they are to us.
And Jen, that kind of brings me to the next point is you get state funding for this.
We do. So we were eligible for the teacher vacancy grant this year in Illinois. We were fortunate. This is actually our second year.
Oh, great.
And so we've taken the majority of those funds and applied it towards the Thrive in 205 event. And it's really great because we also include not only teachers, but starting in year 2, we included all of our staff. So we have 400, not only
400,
teachers, but custodians, maintenance workers, food service workers, secretaries. Everyone in our district is invited. So it's really important. Both Mindy and I come from a background where we have educators in our families. Mindy's mom was a longtime secretary for our school district. My aunt, her name's Debbie Mueller, I'll give her a little shout out, was a kindergarten teacher for 30+ years in Rock Ridge. And they always taught us the importance that it's a whole school community that is required to educate our students and make it a successful, well-rounded experience. So we wanted to include them as well this year.
Yeah, I feel like that's very important for everyone in the school district to kind of collaborate together and know what one another does. You know, I was asking them before the show, I was like, is this 400 staff members from like around the area? But no, it's in the school district, so you don't realize how many people go into running a school district and keeping our students safe and get them learning as well. So you have a keynote speaker who will be there this weekend.
A very special keynote speaker. He's quite famous. If you follow on TikTok, Instagram, any of those things, his name's Brian Mendler. And he's nationally known for working with schools all around the world at this point to help with different tools to assist with students that are struggling in the classroom. So not only students that are struggling behavior-wise, but also just student engagement in general.
Yeah, we need that motivation for our kids as well. So that'll be a great. What time is he speaking tomorrow?
He starts at 7 a.m.
Okay, so everything gets kicking
right
at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning on a Saturday. A lot of fun things happening as well, including a vendor fair.
Absolutely. So we have about 25 vendors from the community that are coming to set up, and so in between sessions, our staff are able to see the different things that our community are providing, a lot of different goods and services, and so we're really thankful that they're there and participating tomorrow as well.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a lot of that community support, which is great to hear. So talk about these little gift bags that everyone gets. Looks like everyone gets a t-shirt in them.
They do. So everyone attending gets some swag, and some of that has been donated. The Galesburg Public School Foundation was wonderful. Also other community partners, as Jen mentioned, and so a t-shirt is in there, a variety of swag, and we brought those for you as well. We'd like to give you that, and thank you for coming.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and I appreciate you both coming. This is very important for the Galesburg School District. And you were telling me that other school districts have reached out to you to try to emulate this event. So you invite other teachers from outside districts to come as well to kind of learn what you guys do, right?
Absolutely.
So people can do that for maybe next year's event?
Absolutely.
We've had the privilege of really presenting around the state and nationally about this event. And
congrats on that.
It's been great to be able to share our ideas so that other school districts can, use these same techniques for recruiting and retention and to make their staff feel appreciated.
Well, congratulations, and we'll have to hear about next year's event as well. So maybe we'll have you back.
Thank you.
All right, Mindy and Jen.
Us.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking time out of your day and making the trip up from Galesburg. Have a safe trip back home. All right, well, coming up in the second half of QCL, a night of creativity, competition, and crafted cocktails. Local eateries will soon go head-to-head, and you'll get to vote on the winner. And the latest and greatest of the auto industry is on display in East Moline. We'll have another check-in with Kate Kopatich from the Quad City Regional Auto Show. Plus, it is a first alert day, not because of any rain, snow, or severe weather, but it's that wind today. That'll lead to some cooler temperatures this weekend and kind of a roller coaster heading into March. Meteorologist Kyle Dickens has your first alert forecast after the break.
And now your first alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Dickens.
Well, taking a look at our Everywhere Camera Network, you can see, the winds are certainly whipping. Look at that camera in Dubuque. That is 50 to 60 mile an hour winds right now. We typically warned that for severe thunderstorm warnings, so that is why we upgraded to a high wind warning. You can see right now, this is this is hour and 30 minutes ago, and over time here, we've really increased. We gusted up to 53 in Maquoketa, but look at that, 56 right now is what the current wind gust is in Dubuque, 47 here in Davenport, 43 Moline. Out to the east, west and to the south a little bit less, but still gusting up to 40. But you can see definitely the worst wind is certainly centered. I'm going to go back to that because one thing I just noticed here too was Iowa City. It looked like maybe gusting up to, we got 51 there, 61 there in Cedar Rapids. So that is, again, that's what we warned for severe thunderstorms. So high wind warning now in effect for Cedar County, Jackson, Clinton County, also up into Dubuque County. That's until 6 p.m. The rest of the area is under a wind advisory, and also that red flag warning. There is that concern that, yeah, if any fire that takes off will take off pretty easily because of the dry conditions and the wind. 59 degrees, though. The temperature's nice out there, and it is sunny, but unfortunately we can't enjoy it because of that wind. West at 32 right now, but you can see that humidity is low. The dew point is low. That's why we continue with this first alert day until 6 p.m. So don't burn anything, and most importantly, don't throw any cigarette butts out. Those could quickly ignite and take off. The wind is going to start to subside once we get to about 6 o'clock. We'll move below that advisory criteria. And then we'll still be gusting up to 20, maybe 30 miles an hour. So it's not going to be a windless night. We're still going to be dealing with that wind. So overall, though, it will be much less of a deal once we get into the overnight hours. With that, though, we're going to clear out. Temperatures are really going to drop tonight into the 20s. We're not going to move much tomorrow. We're going to have sunny skies, but much cooler temperatures here, probably mid-30s throughout the day. Overall, though, you know, we still better than what we had last week, right? With single-digit highs, 19 on the wake-up time. Here comes Sunday, and then we're up into the 40s again, so right about where we're supposed to be this time of year. Then our next weather maker arrives once we get into the morning hours here on Monday. Brief rain, not really looking at much with that. So overall, it does kick off a pretty active period of weather. For tonight, temperatures dropping here into the mid-20s. Much cooler. That wind will subside as well. 7-day forecast, kind of a little bit of a roller coaster ride here. We're getting to the weekend. Yeah, it's going to be cooler, but by the time we get to Sunday, we're back into the 40s. Active weather begins once we get to Monday. We're talking rain showers, maybe some mixed precipitation in the morning here. 51 degrees, though, by the afternoon. 56 Tuesday, rain, and yes, even some snow mixing on the back end of that system as it exits on Wednesday. And we drop into the 30s, but I can tell you, looking at the long range here, once we get into next weekend, we'll warm back up. So it's just a short-lived little cool spell, but hey, we'll take it. It's better than what we had last week. That's kind of been my line all week.
Yeah, most definitely, Kyle. And you know, now that we're getting into March, you know, don't be freaked out about any snow in the forecast, because even if we get anything, it's gone in a day or two,
Absolutely,
right?
That's exactly it.
All right, thanks, Kyle. We'll see you a little bit later on. All right, well, coming up, a night of cocktails, community, and fun happenings all in LeClaire. How you can taste, mingle, and cast your vote at the Crafted Cocktail Competition. Details next on Quad Cities Live.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
It's Friday, and if you're still looking for something fun to do this evening, how about heading down to the Mississippi River Distilling Company in LeClaire for Crafted QC Cocktail Competition. We're back at the QCL kitchen with General Manager Nathan Carroll and Bar Manager Nick Alvarez. Both of you, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having us.
For a few times, and this is for a first of its kind event.
Correct.
So this is the first time you're hosting this fun event. So tell us about the night.
So it's going to be a night of cocktails. We've got 12 amazing bars in the Quad Cities signed up for this. I mean, Tiki Take Cover, Raw, Devon's Complaint Department, you name it. Like all
staples.
All the staples of the Quad Cities. They're all coming together to create cocktails with our spirits here. We got 4 of our spirits. They can use rye, bourbon, vodka, and gin.
Okay.
They'll be making 2 cocktails each. You'll be trying them as samples, and the attendees are the ones who vote.
All right, there you go. And we had those bars participating on the screen there, so you'll have plenty of variety from across the Quad Cities. And we want to make it very clear, these are 2-ounce samples, so
correct.
You know, you're not going to be getting full-size drinks out of this.
Yeah,
otherwise, we have some problems. But you know, this is important to know. Plan accordingly. You know, get a designated driver, because this will probably equate out to about 3 drinks, right?
It'll come out to about 2 to 3 drinks. Yeah.
All right. So Nick, talk about what you're going to be making us here today. This is a little sampling of what people can expect.
This is a kiwi and basil little cocktail here.
It's like a kiwi sour.
Ooh, okay. Okay, I can get on board with that. So tickets to the event, $25?
$25. We got about 80 tickets left.
Okay, yeah, this is limited to 150 people, so there's still time. So do we get these tickets online or at the door?
You can get them a number of ways. Our website, you can get them at the door if there's some left, or you can go into one of the participating locations and scan the barcode of, we have flyers and stuff at the participating locations.
Look at that color. That screams kiwi.
Yeah.
What was your idea to get this event going? Because you said that this has been an idea for a while. Why was it now?
It was kind of just to get, we have a great community of craft cocktail bars, but it's like, and we have our spirits locally made. It's like, how do we mesh those two together, bring everybody together and their customers as well, so everybody can try different bars. And it was just kind of, at this point, I was like, I'm going to pull the trigger on it. We're going to do it.
Why not? Why not? Yeah, sounds like a good night of fun.
Yeah.
So we're going to try this cocktail here. So I like to smell it first, but yeah, it smells nice and fresh.
Yeah. And this is with the rye.
Cheers, guys.
Oh,
Cheers.
cheers.
Cheers. So this is with the rye in it?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, it's very good. Not too strong, very tasty. You can taste the kiwi in it.
Yep.
So this is just one of many samples this evening, or whatever the particular bar decides to create. So as we mentioned, this is a competition. So what does the winner get?
The winner gets a cash prize, a traveling trophy, and a spot on our spring menu. So we will showcase them with their logo and say, any customers that come in and they're like, I like this cocktail, we'll say, hey, go to this bar and try it, and there are other great cocktails that they make.
Okay, perfect. So will the cocktail be available at the distillery then?
Yeah, correct.
All right, awesome. So in addition, obviously, we have alcohol, we gotta have the food as well.
We do. We have its Full Nelson food truck coming in. They have amazing food, so they'll be serving some great food out back at the event center.
Okay, great. Door prizes as well?
Door prizes. We're going to be giving away whiskey barrels, bottles, gift cards. We're also going to be doing distillery tours.
And if you haven't done that yet, you need to do it because it's a very neat operation that you have out there.
Yeah, kind of see where everything's being made at.
Yeah, for yours. So do you foresee this happening again?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe
So far,
different bars?
I think we'll leave it up to the bars to sign up first, and we'll see how well that goes. But yeah, tickets are selling out fast, and so there's been a lot of traction, which we're happy about.
Yeah, there certainly has. So there again are some of the bars. Beef Plus Bourbon there. We got the Last Picture House. They're going to be there. The Garrison, the Red Cane, and the Crane and Pelican Cafe. Excuse me. A lot of these places that have been featured here on Quad Cities Live. So now's the time to go see and what they can concoct at the competition there. So what else do you got going on at the distillery here in the weeks ahead? There's always something going on.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of events actually. We got a paint by numbers coming up. We have some trivia nights, so we're just trying to do a little bit more and put more advertising out on our events.
Yeah, and what I like about this is, we've got a local business supporting many other local businesses, so it's a nice way to get kind of involved with other businesses that you may not have heard of or you've been wanting to try here and can do it all in one place. So Crafted QC Cocktail Competition happening tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Mississippi River Distilling Company in LeClaire. March 28th. I'm sorry, March 28th, not tonight. March 28th. A month from now. Wow. Wow. A month from now. I'm getting my dates really mixed up this week. I apologize for that.
Don't worry.
March 28th. So there's still time. Like you said, you got about 80 tickets left to go.
Yep.
All right. So you can catch that March 28th. Looking forward to the event. Thank you both for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
All right. Of course. Well, next on QCL, we have much more from the Quad City Regional Auto Show going on now through Sunday in East Moline. Plus, we'll take a look at our wins of the week and a final check of that windy first alert forecast.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Well, new cars, trucks, and SUVs have rolled into the Bend Expo in East Moline for the 2025 QC Regional Auto Show happening right now and continuing all weekend long. KWQC's Kate Kopatich once again joins us live at the Bend with the latest and greatest. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Kyle. Yeah, we're here, and it is the first day, and this event goes on all weekend long. But here to talk to me about the event is Brandon Ellis, a Subaru sales consultant. So, Brandon, how many years have you been out here doing the auto show?
Well, I've been with McLaughlin Subaru and Cadillac for 11 years, so I've been out here every 11 years that I've been with the company.
And how has your experience been so far this year? I mean, this year compared to like previous years?
Honestly, for Friday, I'm not sure that I've ever worked a Friday morning here before, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I know that Saturdays the traffic is a lot heavier, and the kids end up coming out on Saturdays and Sundays. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot of movement going around.
A lot of people probably
lot of dodging.
Tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Well, as you can see, there many cars that are here. And so, Brandon, what do we have here behind us?
Well, right here, this is a 2025 Subaru Outback Wilderness Edition. You get a little bit higher ground clearance for driving over those rutty areas, if you like. Some matte black wheels. You also have the rooftop tent on this one. One thing that people really like about the Outbacks is the dimpled StarTech interior. It's water resistant, or if you have the kids, who knows, grape juice resistant, apple juice resistant. It's very, very comfortable, really worn in already kind of feel. The rooftop tent is kind of the kicker on the car, though. It's super comfortable. You fit 2 full-grown adults up here. In my case, a full-grown Bernie Doodle as well. Nice thick pad to sleep on. And it's fully collapsible. It doesn't take a whole lot to set up. All you have to do is lift up on the ladder here, and the whole thing kind of collapses shut. And you just strap it shut and take off in the car.
Awesome. So would you mind showing us how that might work?
Sure. You just lift up like this. It's nice and slow. Whole thing kind of collapses up. And if you can imagine just kind of following the ladder all the way, it kind of falls back against the bottom half of the box, and you shut it and then collapse the rest of the ladder underneath of it.
Awesome.
It's really easy.
Well, very cool. And thank you for that demonstration, Brandon. Well, before we go out of here, we're going to go ahead and have one last look at our first alert forecast from meteorologist Kyle Dickens.
That's right. It's a little windy out there, and I'm sure you're noticing that as well if you're out and about, especially to the north. That's where we've got a high wind warning here, specifically Clinton, Jackson counties, Cedar counties, up into Dubuque counties. This goes until 6 p.m. That first alert day continues as well because, yeah, we're going to see these wind gusts. Really, everybody's going to see these gusty winds here throughout the, we're talking the afternoon into the evening hours here. But once we get into the late evening, that's when the winds will start to subside. But hey, most importantly, we are going to have a little bit cooler night tonight. It's, yeah, we get that little break here of the warm weather. But hey, next week, it turns a little bit more active, but we got 50s returning once we get to Monday. So a little up, down, all around on our temperatures, but hey.
Not bad for late February, early March.
I was just saying, it is March. We're used to it, I think.
All right.
Yes.
Well, as always, it's Friday, so it's time to talk about our wins of the week. And right now we're going to go back out to Kate Kopatich at the Bend Expo. Kate, thanks for joining us here on a Friday. What's your win?
Yeah, it's been a great Friday, so that's already a win. But earlier this week, I came into work and I had some flowers unexpectedly delivered to me. So that was really cool. Yeah. I had never gotten flowers before, but yeah, someone very special to me sent them to me. And for never getting flowers before, massive.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw you walking into the newsroom
so that was,
and you couldn't see over it.
Yeah, that was definitely my win of the week.
Yeah, most definitely. And all right, well, congrats to you, Kate. That's very special indeed. So, Kyle, what's your win?
Just you know, started my second, or going on my third year here at TV6, and started kind of a new role here in the last several weeks as the station brand manager. So pretty exciting about that. A lot of the stuff like stuff like this you see.
You created this.
I did. Yep. So
created the QCL logo.
Yeah. So if you don't like it, I'm the person you complain to. But
any logo, graphic. Yes, call Kyle.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad to be here. I love the station. Yeah. And just excited to stay here. You know, this is certainly home. I know you feel the same way because you grew up in this area, grew up watching TV6.
Most definitely, and you've done a lot to grow this brand here over the time, especially over the last year or so with our new graphics. And I know we've got some special things ahead, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. We got some exciting secrets.
Can't say much.
Yeah. You gotta keep it a secret. But yeah, we got some exciting things happening here very soon. So.
Yeah, you'll have to stay tuned. All right, so my win, you know, you kind of mentioned that I grew up here, but before I came here, I was up in Waterloo, Iowa. That's Ron Steele right there. That man just completed 50 years, almost 51 years at KWWL-TV in Waterloo. If that name sounds familiar to you longtime KWQC/WOC viewers, it's because he got his start right here at WOC TV6 in 1973 as a sports reporter and went on to be the youngest sports director at the time in the nation, I think at 24, 25 years old at KWWL. And he spent the last 51 years in sports and on the anchor desk. This man is the king of ad-libbing. I learned a lot from him being on the desk. And, you know, he's one of those people where I always had to be on my toes because I never knew what he was going to say in his toss to me for weather out in the live shots. And it always made TV fun. So, you know, congrats to Ron.
That's the good thing about working in these markets, right? We get to work with people like, you know, Sharon DeReek, Marsha Lenz, who've been here for several decades, Paula Sands, us too. We worked with her, and
speaking of Sharon DeReek, she actually worked with Ron at her internship at KWWL.
So
yeah,
it goes full
small
circle.
world.
But, yes, it is a small world, but hey, that is why we do it. We love what we do, and I think Ron could probably say the same. And happy retirement. 50 years is a long time to do it, and I think he deserves some time off.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, real quick, I just want to mention Jake Eastburn is back as well. He's in the other studio. I don't know where he was, but shout out to Jake. You'll be probably seeing more of him. But coming up Monday on Quad Cities Live, DeWitt's upcoming Leprechaun Leap, a wine and beer walk that includes prizes too. Plus, we will learn more about a special shopping event at the Raccoon Motel in Davenport. So join us for all of the fun coming up Monday at 3 on Quad Cities Live. I know we got a lot of great guests lined up here for next week, so I can't wait for that. Yeah, most definitely. Well, thank you for joining us for this Friday edition of Quad Cities Live. Sharon DeReek is up next with your local news at 4. Have a great evening.